In Dade County, neighbors are shocked after 13 homemade bombs are found.
You don't expect it.
Now, 2 people connected to the explosives are in jail. We have details on how officers were able to find the bombs. Repairs to a popular Chattanooga bridge will cost taxpayers, and picking the family Christmas tree could mean new bugs in your home.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News, live at 5. With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News, live at 5.
In Dade County, neighbors are shocked after 13 homemade bombs are found.
You don't expect it.
Now, 2 people connected to the explosives are in jail. We have details on how officers were able to find the bombs. Repairs to a popular Chattanooga bridge will cost taxpayers, and picking the family Christmas tree could mean new bugs in your home.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News, live at 5.
Good afternoon. Thank you for choosing Channel 3 for your news. I'm David Carroll.
And I'm Cindy Sexton. A gloomy, wet day across the area, and we're all anticipating much colder weather later this week.
Yeah, that's what it looks like right there. Not much to see. Paul Barris is in the Storm Alert Center with a first look at your forecast. Anything better on the way, Paul?
Well, it's probably going to stop raining tonight. So that's the good news. We got showers that are spreading across the area. To the west of the city, out of the Cumberland Plateau, a lot of it's already ended. Over the Sequatchie River Valley, it's ending right now, or the valley and all the way out into the Blue Ridge Mountains. Still little patches yellow, some moderate rain. And this is all going to be ending gradually for tonight. As a matter of fact, what we'll do is we're going to take a look right now at the rapid refresh model. This is a model that updates every hour, and it's usually a pretty good model. And by 8 o'clock tonight, again, most of the rain is going to be off into the Blue Ridge Mountains, and then we continue with just cloudy skies by 11 o'clock tonight. Pretty much just some fog in some of the higher elevations too. And overnight, again, pretty much cloudy skies, and by 7 o'clock in the morning, it looks like we'll just have some clouds left over. So overnight, the rain will be ending, and we're going to have colder weather too, with highs only into the 40s, about 10 degrees cooler than it is right now for a high temperature tomorrow. I've got details on the next 7 days coming up.
Paul, thank you. A Dade County couple is behind bars without bond tonight. Deputies say the two had more than a dozen homemade bombs.
56-year-old York and 36-year-old Tashina Bates are charged with felony counts of possessing explosives. Channel 3's Michelle Herron was on the scene shortly after the discovery and tells us how a traffic stop led to the arrests.
Neighbors I talked to say they're in shock that the man living in this home had more than a dozen pipe bombs. Now they and investigators want to know what he planned to do with them. A chain lays at the end of the driveway of 35 Pewee Street. The outside looks like any other home on the block, but inside, investigators made an unusual find.
You don't expect it.
This is where they found 10 homemade pipe bombs. Investigators searched 56-year-old Robert York's home after police pulled him over and discovered 3 other bombs behind the driver's seat.
That is our main concern, is the safety of our residents, and we made that a priority of ours to keep everybody safe.
This gas station in Trenton was evacuated while investigators removed the bombs, but York's neighbors were not, leaving some wondering why. Dade County Sheriff Ray Cross says the state's investigators didn't think an evacuation was needed.
When GBI got here, I asked them about that situation. They said if it was just the pipe bombs, then there would be no need to evacuate because it wouldn't pose a threat to anyone close by.
Nearby residents like Lee Varner describe York as a typical neighbor.
Take his dog for a walk, you'd talk to him, you'd talk to your kids. Every now and then he'd have little kids over there and they'd be playing. And, you know, my daughter actually played with kids over there before.
Now they're left to make sense of it all and trying to remember if they've ever noticed anything unusual. Varner's mind keeps going back to that chain at the end of the driveway.
For a while he had aluminum cans hanging around the strings, and then he even had a string going around the other side of the yard.
He may never know what those cans or bombs were for. He's leaving that up to investigators to figure out. The sheriff tells me this is the first time he can remember that Dade County has dealt with explosives. Now, this is a story we're following closely. We'll bring you updates as we get them. Reporting in Dade County, I'm Michelle Herron, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
York and Bates made their first court appearance this afternoon. Both were denied bond. All 13 devices were detonated at a firing range by the GBI. It's unclear how the couple had planned to use them.
New developments in a homicide case out of Washington County, Tennessee. It happened about 25 miles from Johnson City. Detectives are now investigating the case as a triple homicide. They say the female victim was at least 6 months pregnant. Detectives have identified the victims as a 23-year-old woman and a 25-year-old man. Deputies say they were called to the home after friends went to check on the family. 2 young children were found at the home. Also, they were not hurt. Right now, deputies are looking for a motive and suspects. The TBI is helping with the investigation. This afternoon, some CARTA employees are protesting overtime and a driver shortage. CARTA employees and their union rallied in front of City Hall. The union represents more than 100 CARTA bus, shuttle, and maintenance workers. The employees claim a driver shortage is having a negative impact on safety and is requiring drivers to work overtime.
We start picking up more people. And the more people you pick up, then that doesn't allow proper timing in the schedules to drive the buses safely. We're being rushed We don't have no breaks as far as 8-hour drivers. You don't have time to go to the bathroom. You don't have time to eat. You don't have time to drink. You do anything and everything the best way that you can as a driver.
In response to the protest, CARTA shared a statement with Channel 3 that reads in part, in the current environment of extremely low unemployment, CARTA, like other employers, is having difficulty hiring replacement employees. We have been working diligently over the last few months to hire drivers. You can read the full statement from CARTA on our website, WRCBTV.com.
Federal officials issued a statewide request for information in a gun store theft. Investigators say someone stole 18 guns from a store in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. There's a $5,000 reward. The burglary took place on November 26th at a gun shop called In Range. Call investigators if you have any information.
Happening tonight, Chattanooga City Council members will vote on a big change to the Holmberg pedestrian bridge. We also know it as the Glass Bridge. It connects Walnut Street and the Arts District. Channel 3's Caitlin Chastain joins us live right now from the bridge with details. Caitlin.
Cindy, if that vote passes, there will be a dramatic change to this bridge. The steel grate that I am standing on right now is what would replace all of the glass paneling you see behind me throughout the rest of the bridge. Now, it comes with a hefty price tag of more than $500,000, but city officials say they think it's worth it. Even though the bridge is a bit of a draw for some people, they like the glass bridge idea. It costs a lot of money to upkeep. Officials tell me that more than half of the glass paneling has had to be replaced since 2009, costing taxpayers roughly $270,000.
We don't feel like they were vandalized. We really feel like just the weather had either taken its toll on the glass panels or a combination of weather and pedestrian traffic, bicycle traffic.
Now that vote will happen in about an hour. If it passes, construction is slated to start in March. Now coming up at 6 o'clock, I'll have more details on why officials want to replace the glass paneling and why they say it may not have been the best design option for this area. Reporting live in downtown Chattanooga, Caitlin Chastain, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Caitlin, thank you. And you are looking at a live picture from a telethon that's happening right now, right here at Channel 3. People from the food bank are accepting donations, so far more than $2,000. They're asking for small donations, just $3, to help kickstart our annual Share Your Christmas food drive on Friday. Volunteers will take your calls until 6:30 tonight. Dial the number on your screen, 266-LIVE, 266-5483. We've got we've got two of those lines taken right now. Give them a call. Of course, our 33rd annual Share Your Christmas food drive will be this Friday. We'll be there to take your donations from 4:30 in the morning until 6 in the evening in Dalton, Cleveland, and at the First Tennessee Pavilion in Chattanooga. We'll be back right after the break.
Still ahead on Live at 5, will a bakery be punished for refusing to make a wedding cake for a same-sex couple? The Supreme Court must decide. Later, a fast-moving wildfire pushes through Southern California. We'll tell you how many people have been forced to leave their homes.
New at 5, Russia's Olympic team has been barred from the 2018 Winter Olympics in South Korea. The ban comes as punishment for an alleged doping scandal at the 2014 Games. This means Russia's Olympic Committee was banned, but individual Russian athletes can compete. Russian athletes deemed clean by a panel will be invited to compete under the name Olympic Athlete from Russia. However, there can be no Russian flag, anthem, or uniforms. Earlier today, Congressman John Conyers announced he is retiring. Conyers said he will leave Congress immediately, and he endorsed his son, John Conyers III, to replace him. There have been calls for Conyers to step down after multiple allegations of sexual harassment surfaced. Conyers is the longest-serving member of the U.S. House of Representatives and has strongly denied the allegations.
Happening right now in Southern California, a massive brush fire is spreading. So far, at least one person has died. Hundreds of homes have been evacuated. In just 3 hours, the fire grew from 500 to 10,000 acres, and it is not contained at all. The cause of the fire still being determined. A UPS facility in Maryland caught fire late last night. When firefighters arrived, they found about 10 trucks and a package loading station in flames. Company officials have not said how many packages were destroyed. In a statement, they say they're notifying shippers of any damaged items and rerouting packages that would have been on one of those damaged trucks. And they're still trying to determine how this fire started as well.
I'd say that's a bad time of year for a fire like that.
Exactly,
yeah.
December.
After the break, recent mild temperatures may have caused more bugs to cling to things, mainly live Christmas trees.
Well, you don't want that. We'll let you know what you can do to keep those unwanted pests away.
The rain's going to be leaving and the cold is coming. I've got all the details coming up on my 7-day forecast.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News traffic sponsored by CHM Memorial's Mary Ellen Locher Breast Center. We offer the best mammography technology, providing crystal clear results. Call 423-495-4040.
Well, it's that kind of day, as you see, wet streets. But anyway, I-24 at Moccasin Bend's looking good, and that's something we can be proud of. That doesn't happen that often. But we have an accident on Bonnie Oaks Drive near 153. Also, I-75 northbound right around the East Ridge exit.
And I-24 west, a jackknife tractor trailer at mile marker 182 happened about 3:30, but they are still working to get that cleared up. Well, there could be thousands of bugs living in your Christmas tree. Ever thought of that? While experts say most of those pests are harmless to humans, they are likely not welcome in your home.
And meteorologist Brittany Beggs explains how the mild weather may be to blame and what you can do about it.
We've had only 5 nights so far this season where the air temperature dipped to 32 degrees or colder, and in result, there's more bugs around this holiday. Here's what to do in case you're seeing a bug, maybe even a nest or bat inside your Christmas tree. Shaking a tree is part of the selling process at the Barn Nursery. It's a step to ensure loose needles and any bugs don't go home with the customer. But if you do find an insect this holiday season, Troy Carlson suggests using non-chemical, organic-only ingredients.
The neem oil, the active ingredient is neem oil. It's an extract from a tree native to the Indian subcontinent. On Captain Jack's dead bug, it's actually a toxin derived from a bacteria found in a Caribbean rum distillery.
The natural ingredients are safer for kids and pets that may be itching to climb in or around your tree. There are also home remedies.
At home, you could try something like a garlic pepper tea.
Garlic is a natural repellent, which makes the smell unappetizing for insects. And cayenne and habanero peppers have an ingredient called capsaicin. This is the chemical responsible for making your mouth burn, and insects and pests do not like spicy plants. Ingredients you can use in other places too. You can try this tea on doors and windows to ward off insects trying to come in your home in the coming weeks as it turns colder. Troy tells me he has sold thousands of Christmas trees over the years, and he hasn't seen a bug-infested tree so far. Many of the Fraser firs come from North Carolina, and they're sprayed before they're even hauled up here. Reporting here at the Barn Nursery, meteorologist Brittany Beggs, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
And here are some steps you can take to prevent bugs in your trees. Prune them, leave them in the garage for a few days, shake them, vacuum them, and spray them with neem oil, as mentioned in Brittany's story. That'll kill those bugs.
Now we know. I hadn't noticed any, but now I'm going to be paranoid.
Yeah, that's right. After that story, we're all looking for bugs in our trees. Yes. Well, Paul Barris is over at the Storm Alert Center. Oh, it's been a nasty, dreary day. Paul, what's next?
Well, the cold will be coming, but the rain will be out of here. I think we're going to, if we get lucky, we're going to see some sunshine, but we're going to see plenty of clouds too, I think. A jet stream today is trying to do a little dip over the eastern half of the country, but over the weekend it's really going to be dipping all the way down to the Gulf Coast, so some really cold air is going to be spilling across the Great Lakes, the Ohio River, and the Tennessee River Valley. But the coldest by far and away is going to be off to the north of us. Here's the latest radar. You can see these showers pushing off these. So this is the past couple hours. So within an hour, within probably the next half hour to be completely ending out over Hamilton County. The heaviest rain is out to the east, just like our computer models were rejecting our Vipercast. And it looks like all this stuff will be ending tonight. And again, you can see it's a vast area of rain all the way up from Canada down to the Gulf Coast where there's some pretty good thunderstorms. Areas of snow, too, as the winds are howling off the Great Lakes. Those lakes aren't even close to frozen yet, so there's going to be some lake effect snowstorms coming up out there. This is the satellite photo. The blue indicates where the thicker clouds are. We're going to have clouds throughout the night and through at least the first half of tomorrow. Mainly, I think most of tomorrow, we're going to see lots of clouds. 57 currently, and we're going to wish for that tomorrow at this time because it'll probably be about less than 47. 55 Cleveland, 56 Dalton, and the winds are out of the south at 352 out near Murphy. High today 60, 57 the overnight low, no spread there. 0.8 of an inch of rain at the airport. A lot of places had over an inch. Dalton had 1.2. Many places over an inch of rain again. Across the metro area, about 0.7 Cleveland, 1.4 in Moberly Mountain, Red Bank 1.5, 1.7 up on Signal Mountain so far. And they've had 1.5 in Dunlap, over an inch of rain all the way to Spring City. An inch to an inch and about a quarter was about average. And then east of the city yet, it hasn't completely ended yet, and they're going to get a lot more. Here's the latest Vipercast, again, showing these showers pushing off towards the south and to the east. It's going to stall out a little bit over central Georgia, and what's going to happen, I think, is a little wave of moisture and some cold air is going to mix in, and they may even see a little bit of snow. See some of that blue over central Georgia? They may see a little bit of snow from Atlanta to Macon, possibly, or maybe all the way up to Rome, Georgia, too. Well, hopefully we'll see some breaks in the cloud cover By 7 o'clock Saturday morning, the big wave of cloudiness is going to be off to the north. So the showers ending tonight with 36 for the low, lots of clouds tomorrow and only 48. Tomorrow night, lots of clouds and 35. And then mostly cloudy to cloudy skies right into Saturday with temperatures only in the 40s. Lows will be in the 30s pretty much until the weekend. Then we drop down into the 20s. And that'll continue into next week. Next Tuesday, you could see a small chance for a wintry mix. But I don't see any big snows or anything like that around here. As a matter of fact, yesterday I was thinking we may see something Saturday. It's not impossible we could see a flurry, but that would be about it. Most of the snow is going to be well off to the north of us.
But if you're out late at night or early in the morning over the weekend, it's long johns and mittens weather.
That's right. If you're going to buy your Christmas tree this weekend too, yeah.
Good
Keep it outside, and that cold will kill the bugs.
Exactly. There's a solution right there. Still ahead on Live at 5, political analysts say the Supreme Court justices are being asked to draw the line between freedom of expression and discrimination.
Here's a question. Is making a wedding cake a form of speech? That is the question at the center of a Supreme Court case pitting a Colorado baker against a same-sex couple.
Now, the baker says making a wedding cake would go against his religious beliefs. NBC's Blaine Alexander was inside the Supreme Court for today's argument.
Outside the Supreme Court, a crowd divided. On one side, demonstrators supporting Colorado baker Jack Phillips, who refused to bake a custom wedding cake for a same-sex couple. On the other, supporters of David Mullins and Charlie Craig denied that cake in 2012. The question at the center, is a cake considered free speech?
This has never been about a cake. And this isn't about weddings. This is about freedom.
But Phillips' attorneys argue his cakes are artistic expressions, speech protected by the First Amendment, and he should not be forced to create for an event to which he's deeply opposed.
Creating them allow me to use my artistic vision to create works of art that are beautiful and distinctive and that mark the beginning of something sacred.
The court's critical swing vote, Justice Anthony Kennedy asking whether this would open the door for stores to post signs saying no cakes for gay weddings, but also concerned about protecting Phillips' religious rights. Justices clearly wrestling with where to draw the line.
Do we allow the baker? Then how about the hairstylist? How about the invitation? How about the photographer? How about the florist?
A case that goes beyond cake, beyond Colorado, questioning the line between freedom of speech and discrimination. Blaine Alexander, NBC News, Washington.
This is considered one of the biggest cases of this term. The decision expected sometime before court adjourns in June.
Now, the court has handed the president a victory related to the latest version of his travel ban. In an unsigned order, the court says the ban can go into effect while challenges are still heard in lower federal courts. Restrictions will now be placed on citizens from 8 nations, 6 of which are majority Muslim.
Still ahead on Live at 5, caught on camera, an aquarium bandit.
We never thought that he was stealing or anything like that.
But after the break, you'll see what this man is accused of taking from several fish tanks.
You could call it the Great Coral Caper. A Florida man is accused of helping himself to expensive rare coral.